And here we come to the real gameplay elements of this. Like the most interactive part of this game is what I'd like to say, because there's a lot of interactive parts of this game. It's not just like a VN and then some sport stuff.
Forbidden knowledge? So soon after your sentence into exile. 'Tis true what the book says. You can be free again.
Yay!
Perhaps not you yourself, but someone worthy of the privilege.
Hi! I'm worthy of what I want to be worthy of.
The path toward salvation. You witness the rights. The one way to return to glory. Though in your case, I hardly think it possible.
Well, just watch and see, my
friend. By the grace of the scribes, it is my duty to inform you anyhow.
So, we now have just met the biggest douchebag in the game. The voice that tells you more that the book just told us about. He's not my favorite character, but I love the voice, damn it, it's so good. Like, there's a lot of really great sound work in this game, from the little voice acting there is to... Listen to this music right now, okay? Listen to that pyre crackling, alright? Good shit. Like, I love the sound in this game, man. And also, I love the art style, too. It's freaking beautiful. And you know what's great about Supergiant in general? They make beautiful games that, I haven't tested this myself, can probably run on a potato because they don't rely on super high fidelity. They rely on really just beautiful hand-drawn graphics. Like, dude. So it is true. Yeah, but what now? And where'd the reader go? They should be out there still. For now, we have to put our faith in them. They could abandon us. They won't. You look upon the three of them from beyond as Hedwig then calls out to you. Reader, we aim to free ourselves. We will not grow old and die in the downside. I'm not sure if I read the downside thing, but there will be more downside tooltips, I'm sure. I hope anyway. I'm pretty darn sure there will be, so I will read those later, just to make sure, but I'm pretty sure I did read that. Anyway, and now, I swear to you, when we get out of here, you're going to come with us, but first we need your help. Show us the way. Freedom. You focus all your mental faculties to do as Hedwig asked.
A celestial orb falls from the heavens when the time is nigh. Exiles conduct the rites as a triumvirate, for they must prove their trust in one another, not just in themselves. The three must act as one.
And now we're getting into the thematics of the game that I love. I'll just leave it at that for now. I love a lot of the themes in this game, including that one about teamwork and trust. Very good message, IMO. Oh yeah, sprint until stamina, you know what I mean.
Now
until stamina.
Plunge into the pyre with the orb and be purified.
I did it.
The exile rookie has the way of it. Whoever steps into the flame is banished for a time.
Which is an interesting
His
mechanic.
or her cohorts must make do on their own. Oh, but it is not so simple. In the rites you shall face adversaries whose own freedom is at stake. Beware the aura that surrounds them, as they shall beware yours.
Zap!
The aura is your wrongdoing. Accept it as a part of you. Cast your aura like a stone.
Oh, wow. GG me.
Correctly done.
Alright. I promise I don't suck at this game. It might or might not look like that there, but
so.
as you see, I just did a power
glorious
cast there. That's what that flash
I
was.
admit.
Getting used to it.
More than I expected from the likes of you. Grasp the orb once more.
Grasp an
The
eyes.
orb absorbs the aura, then the orb quenches the flame.
Yeah.
Now I say jump. Leap with all your strength.
I did it.
Sails the orb into the waiting flame.
Oh wow, I just spilled a whole glass of water. BRB. RG's friends, I was getting so into that I did not realize.
Now snuff out the adversary's pyre, whilst yours yet burns.
That feel when you start using your keyboard to play the game that you can only really play well with a freaking controller. Oh wait. Alright. Okay, so it's giving you a full right now. I actually forgot it did that in the tutorial. And as you can see, that is a good chunk of 30, because I used Joe Dario there. Every single type of exile, and there's basically races that determine a lot of things in this game. Every type of exile has a different number that they deal damage to, base damage to. There's things that modify that. Damage to the Pyre. Rookie does 15, and I believe Headwind does 20, though I think I might have just done Headwind and it was 15? I don't know. And Jodario does a nice 30 because she's slow and a lot of times difficult to get in there.
Which lies ahead. I would tell you to turn back, cast down your hope. But all those such as you never listen.
You're right, I don't listen to people like you because you just want to keep people down. And I don't jive with that whole idea in general, so. The others are still picking themselves up as you awaken. Now, that hole right there was a really good example of a few things, including the fact that I'm nervous as heck, and I promise that I'm not as brain dead as I felt there when I usually play this game, but feeling like I made so many mistakes and like I played like utter ass was probably more anxiety than anything. Because honestly, this is really out of my comfort zone. Like, my comfort bubble is like the tiniest thing ever, because I'm so freaking introverted, so, you know. But I really enjoy video games, and I want to share them with the universe, and my love for them with the universe, so I'm gonna do this. Also, that was a good example. What was I initially going to say there? I forgot. Oops, hold on. A good example is something else that I'll probably remember eventually. If not, it's not important, I suppose. I'm gonna upload this to YouTube. Just reminding myself that, because part of me wants to not upload this because I feel like it's crap, but gotta start somewhere. Well, that was something. That was our way out. So we just follow the stars or what? Supposedly. Reader, come, let us regard the night. I love how Jodario speaks, by the way. Her eloquent speech patterns are very, I like how they sound. They're very cool sounding to me. I just like Jodario as a character. She's great. Now show us, before the Howlers catch our scent, where shall the rites commence? Rites, an ancient ritual competition through which the worthiest exiles regain their freedom. The 8 scribes gave their freedom so that we may yet have ours. Prayer from the Book of Rites. You gaze at the stars. Seek out your destination. Now, later in the game, there will be multiple destinations at once, which will be an interesting little gameplay factor. But for now, we only have the one option, which is goal, the South Star. You know what I'm actually going to do before I do that? I'm going to read all these other stars that you can read, just for gits and shiggles. Scorpus, the Olden Star. Star of the Old Cutter. Those born under it are wiser than most. Now, this game has a whole lore behind it that I feel like is really well fleshed out and lovely. Also, even this simple, like, this screen is a really good example of how wrong indie studio, of how Supergiant Games are really good at having a rather simple graphic style that looks fucking good! Really fucking good! I love these guys, anyway. Geminian, the Olden Star. Basically, all of these are Olden Stars. Duh, of course, as you probably have realized by now. Star of the First Empress. Those born under it seek sneezes, seek knowledge and new experiences. Oh yeah, I was gonna try and mute when I do stuff like that. Hopefully I'll get into the habit of that soonish. Capriast. Star of the Moon Stag Hunter. Those born under it are ambitious, though also discontented. Okay, they even have their own astrology in this game. It's beautiful. Goal, the South Star. The South Star burns bright over a massive ridge of stone, most farther than the naked eye can see. Interact to determine the location of the next rite. Alright then. The Ridge of Goal. Oh, look at that background, dude. Beautiful! Ah, okay. 200 leagues due east. The Ridge of Goal. According to the stars, the next rite shall soon commence here. The fossil remains of the serpent titan slain by Golgothanian yet loom over those living in its shadow. Now, as you probably realize by now, a lot of the lore in this game revolves around the 8 scribes. I don't know why I ended up pausing there. The 8 scribes are an interesting little plot point because it's not really clear how they started the rites, if it's just a bunch of magic-y stuff, that's what I'd imagine, or what, or if they're dead or still alive, or if they're gods or something now, or like... But either way, a lot of the lore revolves around the 8 scribes. And I find it interesting that apparently the Commonwealth condones the ritual, even though the 8 scribes were all outcasts of, essentially. I don't know, man. Like, honestly, I feel like the game purposely leaves, like Supergiant sat down and went, alright, so we'll write this so that the 8 scribes and everything surrounding them are purposely super duper ambiguous. And I'm not 100% sure how I feel about that, but it fits the tone of the game and the purposes of the story. So, I don't know. It's just really interesting, honestly, to me. Hold on. I muted my mic for a couple of coughs. Yay, progress. Great. And we're supposed to be there when exactly? Very soon, according to the stars. You should be able to arrive in time if you make haste. Then we had best get started. Well, this ought to be good for a few laughs at least. What do you say, Jody? Jodario turns to you, studying you. Reader, do not deceive us. Pray we make good use of our remaining time. What she means is, glad to have you aboard, chum. We're counting on you, my friend. See you inside. Freedom. The rights are the key. It is a lot to take in. Your fellow exiles await you in the wagon. Join them. Now, those 3 are the first party members you get, clearly, as you guys probably realized by now. I'll just kind of generally touch on how I feel about them. I've already said I love Jodario. I've already said that I'm about Rookie, and the reason for that is just she, wow. In fact, you know what's funny is I don't think there's really any female cur in the game except for ones that are just parts of triumvirates, and you don't really see any actual female curs that are actual, you know, characters that are made into the story, which is interesting to me. But Rookie is just, well, you know, I just kind of don't like the whole stuck-up rich person and shrewd businessman kind of, like, mindset, and that's him in a nutshell, and I'm just like, He's also super pretentious in, like, a lot of ways, but he's funny. He's really funny. He has a lot of really cool lines in this game, and I like his cheeriness that he occasionally displays and stuff, but I digress. You arrive in Downside Prairie, where the road ahead is forked. There's a lack of consensus about which way to proceed. Downside Prairie. One of the Downside's only verdant regions. It only gets less hospitable as you press further north. I'm telling you, we ought to take the northern pass. Got an associate holdup in Hollowroot I've got to pay a visit to besides. Hollowroot. The northern route to the Ridge of Gold goes through a small exile encampment. Every so often, tempests come and scour away the huts and hovels, but they always crop back up. spy on your associate. Best we head to Blooming Pool and avoid attention. The southern road to Ridge of Gold goes through a human area pocked with hot springs. Runoff from the sandfolds means no bathing in the springs, so they're just there to mock you. And get stuck in a bog while we're at it. The dispute continues as Heaven listens for a while. What if the reader settled this? They mark the way, we get us there. If these rites are meant to test our faith, then we'd best learn to trust the reader's instincts on our path. No second guessing them along the way. Can we all live with that for now? Yeah, sure. If necessary. Then it's settled. Just point the way, my friend. The stars would guide us through you. You may now choose a route towards your goal at certain junctures. Weigh the options. Let me check something really quick. I am indeed recording. I just wanted to make sure of that. Hollow route. This is our first path choice in the game, and there's a fucking lot of these, I promise you. The northern route to the Ridge of Gold goes through a small exile encampment, Blooming Pool. The southern route to the Ridge of Gold goes through a human area pocked with hot springs. So we have two options here. For Hollow route, the northern route to the Ridge of Gold, we already read both of those. Now let's read the tooltips underneath, which I would like to have read with them initially, but anyway. Rookie knows someone here who owes him in Hollow route, and in Blooming Pool, Drenario thinks she can find rare flora here. Now, what this will do mechanically is whoever you pick, they will gain +1 hope, and I believe whoever you don't pick gains -1 hope. Now, don't think that this is for every choice. No, like, choices have sometimes, I know, to me at least, very unexpected consequences. And there's quite a few that I haven't ever chosen, which I'll be trying to go through, but I've restarted this game so many times that I've definitely gone through both of these several times. So, for now, I'm just gonna do what I want to do, and I want to do the flora thing over in Blooming Pool. Mostly because Rookie is to me, but hey. Drenario offers to show you around Blooming Pool after she notices you staring at the bogs and vegetation near the wagon. Soon, something catches her eye. Observe. This shall pay for half our trip. You found a black bloom. It is quite valuable. This can be sold at the slug market. Blossoms at specific times. While bitter at first, a taste of the black bloom makes the pain go away. Wait, is this a drug? It sounds like it. Alright then, yay. I wonder why it's valuable. That must be it. The black wagon grinds to a stop at the base of the Ridge of Gold. The others ask you to assist with making preparations for nightfall and the commencement of the rite. Not commandment, of the rite. Ridge of Gold. According to the stars, the next rite shall soon commence here. The fossil remains of the serpent titans slain by Golthanian yet loom over those living in its shadow. Alrighty. First of all, let's go check in here. Now, as you can see from that little speech bubble in there, that indicates that peoples want to talk. Or, you know, it's usually one people. Also, let's, for the first time, really take a good look inside our wagon, shall we? Alright, before I go talk to Jody over there, I'm gonna go ahead and just mouse over everything in here and let you guys, kind of explore this place with me. Herro there. First of all, we've got these, interesting looking sets of eyes over here. Don't worry, these creatures won't harm us, because that's what these things are over here. These are drive-ins. They're cute and adorable, and I love them. And they've been bred to push the wagon, apparently. Also, you can snuff out all these candles. I'm going to do that for no other reason other than I want to right now. Ah! I accidentally talked to Jody. Let's do this combo! Yeah, the way that the Xbox controller controls in the wagon is a little bit finicky to me, because sometimes I'll be trying to select something that won't get selected, but something next to it will, because of the weird nature of how this circle works in the way they designed it. But anyway. Reader, Greentail here was just complaining how you opted not to take us up the hollow route. What? And violate our anti-second guessing pact? Nah, I was only saying how our chum's gonna have to keep making the tough calls. Yeah, sure, buddy. Besides, just making sure we got something to pawn off at the next slug market we find. And we have. Now, let us focus on the task at hand. We have reached our destination and have much left to repair before tonight. Now, that is a really good example of why I dislike Rookie. The main reason is he's rather dishonest. The two of them soon go about rummaging through the raiments and the books strewn about the wagon, leaving you to your own devices. Now, I just like hearing that imp noise. It's so cute to me, and seeing their little facial expressions. Drive imps are cute. Okay. Now, let's mouse over all these sparklies over here after I put out a few more candles for no reason. Alright. Now this isn't well, actually, wait, this isn't, what I was about to talk about, but intricate sigil. A symbol is set in the wagon's floorboards. The Book of Rites describes the need for such a thing. And before I do what I was about to do with the sparklies, let's look at this interesting figure over here. Hi there, Impy. But this interesting figure is what I was talking about. Lone Minstrel. The figure sits very still in the corner of the wagon. He is unresponsive, but seems to be alive. You observe the man slumped in the corner of the wagon, bearing some sort of stringed instrument. You sense he lives, but nothing more. It seems inopportune to ask about him now. This game is all about mystery after mystery after mystery, really. A lot of it is, anyway. Which I enjoy, honestly. Anyway. Hedwin's cooking tins. What passes for cooking supplies in the downside? Hedwin does most of the cooking. Hedwin's status. He's lost in thought. And this is what I was about to talk about a little bit earlier. I love these little character blurbs, status blurbs. And I will be reading those at every opportunity I remember to. Greentail family portrait. A reasonable likeness of a younger Rookie with his mother and uncle. Rookie status nearby. And there's quite a few more party members in these three in the game, and every time you get a new one of them, these shells will start to fill up with their items, and also some keepsakes from the places that you visit